Hey folks, this is Jake Davis and On the Fly Review for you, and today I'm talking about The Fablemans, released back in November, written and directed by the legendary Steven Spielberg, and starring Gabriel LaBelle, Michelle Williams, Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, Judd Hirsch, Julia Butters, and David Lynch as John Ford. This is a semi-autobiographical biopic. Steven Spielberg basically spinning a yarn about his childhood, his family, where he grew up, the era of America he grew up in, and most importantly, the development and growth of his love for movies. And now I have a co-host who is a little monkey baby with pizza face. Say hello, people. Say hey, folks.
Hi.
Okay. So, the whole setup here is set in between...
Nah.
Movie opens in the early 1950s, but the bulk of it takes place in the early to mid 1960s, when Steven Spielberg is. Bulk of it takes place when his family moves to California, and it's mainly about his budding interests and obvious talents and gifts as a filmmaker, but also how his family guides his direction, his path, and the tumultuous relationship between his parents. Now, I'm sure that, when I say I'm sure, I mean I am positive. Spielberg is a master filmmaker, he's a master storyteller, and he understood that the flow... By feet. Bye, baby girl. Bye, Clumpkin. So, yeah, it's just, I mean, as far as story and plot and stuff, this isn't your typical kind of Spielberg movie. Even as a family drama, it's not something like an E.T. either. There's nothing otherworldly, supernatural. Even the style of his directing is very story-focused and character-focused. And the emotional payoff of the overall ending. Kind of like the 1-2... First off, his whole prom sequence was brilliantly, masterfully done. And those kids, every one of them, just amazing performances. So fucking good. Such good acting he got out of these kids, man. And then you got the wonderful scene between him and his dad. And then finally, his meeting with John Ford. It's about 2.5 hours long, and as much as I praise the last stretch of the movie, the whole film is just amazing. It's wonderful. Judd Hirsch is nominated for an Oscar this year for literally just one scene, and I still stand by. I had predicted Michelle Williams to get nominated for this, but I predicted her for supporting actress. And I stand by that. I think this is a supporting role. Them nominating her for lead has definitely, I think, hurt her chances at the Oscar. But who knows? To me, as much as I loved Everything Everywhere All at Once and was indifferent to Tar, that's in the bag. Cate Blanchett is winning her third Oscar this year. That's pizza. That's pizza. You're showing everybody your pizza now. Why you have nail polish on? You get into that crap again? Butthead. Anyhow, I'm giving this film 5 stars easy. This was an emotional, powerful, stirring, cinematic experience. It was a love letter to not just movies, not just his family, but to us. All these people who he was able to share so many years and so much work with. Spielberg, it's like he's on the level of Hitchcock or John Ford as far as fame, recognition, instant iconicness. Next to Spielberg, I would say probably the most iconic living filmmaker is Tarantino, maybe Scorsese. But Spielberg, no director has ever garnered so much success, acclaim, and audience and critical recognition for so long than Spielberg has. There's nothing like him, and one day he will be gone. And when he is, there's going to be people who are like, yeah, I got to see that. I saw Jaws on the big screen. I saw Raiders, Jurassic Park on the big screen. I saw Spielberg at his peak. And his peak's not over. He's still great. And just like greats before him, the John Hustons, the Kurosawas, he honestly I believe, is going to die in the director's chair. Clint's going to. I'm convinced of it. This was a beautiful, touching, and magical movie. I cannot recommend it higher. It is not only one of the best films of the year, it is one of the best films Steven Spielberg has ever made. And that's saying something. See The Fablemans. 5 stars easily. I'm Jake Davis. I'll catch you on the fly. What are you doing?